I Am That Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 75. In peace and silence you grow. Just turn away from all that occupies the mind. Do whatever work you must complete, but avoid new obligations. Keep empty, keep available. Resist not what comes uninvited. In the end, you reach a state of non-grasping, of joyful non-attachment, of inner ease and freedom, indescribable, yet wonderfully real. Questioner. The Indian tradition tells us that the Guru is indispensable. What is he indispensable for? A mother is indispensable for giving the child a body, but she does not give the soul. Her role is limited. How is it with the Guru? Is his role also limited, and if so, to what? Or is he indispensable generally, even absolutely? Maharaj, the innermost light, shining peacefully and timelessly in the heart, is the real Guru. All others merely show the way. Questioner. I am not concerned with the inner Guru, only the one that shows the way. There are people who believe that without a Guru, yoga is inaccessible. They are ever in search of the right Guru, changing one for another. Of what value are such Gurus? Maharaj. They are temporary, time-bound Gurus. You find them in every walk of life. You need them for acquiring any knowledge or skill. Questioner. A mother is only for a lifetime. She begins at birth and ends at death. She is not forever. Maharaj. Similarly, the time-bound guru is not forever. He fulfills his purpose and yields his place to the next. It is quite natural and there is no blame attached to it. Questioner. For every kind of knowledge or skill, do I need a separate guru? Maharaj. There can be no rule in these matters except one. The outer is transient. The innermost is permanent and changeless, though ever new in appearance and action. Questioner. What is the relation between the inner and the outer gurus? Maharaj. The outer represents the inner. The inner accepts the outer for a time. Questioner. Who is the effort? Maharaj. The disciples, of course. The outer guru gives the instructions. The inner sends the strength. The alert application is the disciples. Without will, intelligence, and energy on the part of the disciples, the outer guru is helpless. The inner guru bides his time. Obtuseness and wrong pursuits bring about a crisis, and the disciple wakes up to his own plight. Wise is he who does not wait for a shock, which can be quite rude. Questioner. Is that a threat? Maharaj. Not a threat, a warning. The inner guru is not committed to non-violence. He can be quite violent at times, to the point of destroying the obtuse and perverted personality. Suffering and death, as life and happiness, are his tools. It is only in duality that non-violence becomes the unifying law. Questioner. Must one be afraid of his own self? Maharaj. Not afraid, for the self means well, but it must be taken seriously. It calls for attention and obedience. When it is not listened to, it turns from persuasion to compulsion. For a while it can wait, but it shall not be denied. The difficulty lies not with the guru, inner or outer. The guru is always available. It is the ripe disciple that is lacking. When a person is not ready, what can be done? Questioner. Ready or willing? Maharaj. Both. It comes to the same. In India, we call it adhikari. It means both capable and entitled. Questioner. Can the outer guru grant initiation, diksha? Maharaj. He can give all kinds of initiations, but the initiation into reality must come from within. Questioner. Who gives the ultimate initiation? Maharaj. It is self-given. Questioner. I feel we are running in circles. After all, I know one self only, the present, empirical self. The inner or higher self is but an idea conceived to explain and encourage. We talk of it as having independent existence. It hasn't. Maharaj. The outer and the inner self are both imagined. The obsession of being an I needs another obsession with the super I to get cured, as one needs a second thorn to remove the first thorn, or a poison to neutralize another poison. All assertion calls for a denial, but this is the first step only. The next is to go beyond both. Questioner. I do understand that the outer guru is needed to call my attention to myself and to the urgent need for doing something about myself. I also understand how helpless he is when it comes to any deep change in me. But here you bring in the Sat Guru, the inner guru, beginningless, changeless, the root of being, the standing promise, the certain goal. Is he a concept or a reality? Maharaj. He is the only reality. All else is shadow, cast by the body-mind, deha buddhi, on the face of time. Of course, when a shadow is related to reality, but by itself, it is not real. Let me say that again. Of course, even a shadow is related to reality, but by itself, it is not real. Questioner. I am the only reality I know. The Satguru is there as long as I think of him. What do I gain by shifting reality to him? Maharaj. Your loss is your gain. Your loss is your gain. When the shadow is seen to be only a shadow, you stop following it. You turn around and discover the sun, which was there all the time, behind your back. Questioner. Does the inner guru also teach? Maharaj. He grants you the conviction that you are the eternal, changeless reality, consciousness, love, within and beyond all appearances. Questioner. A conviction is not enough. There must be certainty. Maharaj. Quite right. But in this case, certainty takes the shape of courage. Fear ceases absolutely. This state of fearlessness is so unmistakably new, yet felt deeply as one's own, that it cannot be denied. It is like loving one's own child. Who can doubt it? Questioner. We hear of progress in our spiritual endeavors. What kind of progress do you have in mind? Maharaj. When you go beyond progress, you will know what progress is. Questioner. What makes us progress? Maharaj. Silence is the main factor. In peace and silence, you grow. Questioner. The mind is so absolutely restless. What is the way for quieting it? Maharaj. Trust the teacher. Take my own case. My guru ordered me to attend to the sense I am, and to give attention to nothing else. I just obeyed. I did not follow any particular course of breathing, meditation, or study of scriptures. Whatever happened, I would turn away my attention from it and remain with the sense I am. It may look too simple, even crude, My only reason for doing it was that my guru told me to do so, yet it worked. Obedience is a powerful solvent for all desires and fears. Just turn away from all that occupies the mind. Do whatever work you must complete, but avoid new obligations. Keep empty, keep available. Insist not what comes uninvited. Resist not what comes uninvited. In the end, you reach a state of non-grasping, of joyful non-attachment, of inner ease and freedom, indescribable yet wonderfully real. Questioner. When a truth seeker earnestly practices his yoga, does his inner guru guide and help him, or does he leave him to his own resources, just waiting for the outcome? Maharaj. All happens by itself. Neither the seeker nor the guru do anything. Things happen as they happen. Blame or praise is apportioned later, after the sense of doership appears. Questioner. How strange. Surely the doer comes before the deed. Maharaj. It is the other way around. The deed is a fact. The doer is mere concept. Your very language shows that while the deed is certain, the doer is dubious. Shifting responsibility is a game peculiarly human, considering the endless list of factors required for anything to happen. One can only admit that everything is responsible for everything, however remote. Doership is a myth born from the illusions of me and mine. Questioner. How powerful the illusion is. Maharaj. No doubt, because it is based on reality. Questioner. What is real in it? Maharaj. Find out by discerning and rejecting all that is unreal. Questioner. I have not understood well the role of the inner self in the spiritual endeavor. Who makes the effort? Is it the outer self or the inner? Maharaj. You have invented words like effort, inner, outer, self, and so forth, and seek to impose them on reality. Things just happen to be as they are, but we want to build them into a pattern laid down by the structure of our language. So strong is this habit that we tend to deny reality to what cannot be verbalized. We just refuse to see that words are mere symbols related by convention and habit to repeated experiences. Questioner. What is the value of spiritual books? Maharaj. They help in dispelling ignorance. They are useful in the beginning, but become a hindrance in the end. One must know when to discard them. Questioner. What is the link between Atma and Sattva, between the self and the universal harmony? Maharaj. As between the sun and its rays, harmony and beauty, understanding and affection are all expressions of reality. It is reality in action, the impact of the spirit on matter. Tamas obscures, Rajas distorts, Sattva harmonizes. With the maturing of the Sattva, all desires and fears come to an end. The real being is reflected in the mind, undistorted. Matter is redeemed, spirit revealed. The two are seen as one. They are always one, but the imperfect mind saw them as two. Perfection of the mind is the human task, for matter and spirit meet in the mind. Questioner. I feel like a man before a door. I know the door is open, but it is guarded by dogs of desire and fear. What am I to do? Maharaj. Obey the teacher and brave the dogs. Behave as if they are not there. Again, obedience is the golden rule. Freedom is won by obedience. To escape from prison, one must unquestioningly obey instructions sent by those who work for one's release. Questioner. The words of the Guru, when merely heard, have little power. One must have faith to obey them. What creates such faith? Maharaj. When the time comes, faith comes. Everything comes in time. The Guru is always ready to share, but there are no takers. Questioner. Yes, Sri Ramana Maharshi used to say, Gurus are many, but where are the disciples? Maharaj. Well, in the course of time, everything happens. All will come through. Not a single soul, jiva, shall be lost. Questioner. I am very much afraid of taking intellectual understanding for realization. I may talk of truth without knowing it, and I may know it without a single word being said. I understand these conversations are going to be published. What will be their effect on the reader? Maharaj. In the attentive and thoughtful reader, they will ripen and bring out flowers and fruits. Words based on truth, if fully tested, have their own power. I Am That talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 76. To know that you do not know is true knowledge. The very admission, I am ignorant, is the dawn of knowledge. An ignorant man is ignorant of his ignorance. To know that you do not know and do not understand is true knowledge, the knowledge of a humble heart. Maharaj. There is the body. Inside the body, there appears to be an observer, and outside, a world under observation. The observer and his observation, as well as the world observed, appear and disappear together. Beyond it all, there is a void. This void is one for all. Questioner. What you say appears simple, but not everyone would say it is you, and you alone, who speaks of the three and the void beyond. I see the world only, which includes all. Maharaj. Even the I am? Questioner. Even the I am. The I am is there because the world is there. Maharaj. And the world is there because the I am is there. Questioner. Yes. It goes both ways. I cannot separate the two, nor go beyond. I cannot say something is unless I experience it, just as I cannot say something is not because I do not experience it. What is it that you experience that makes you speak with such assurance? Maharaj. I know myself as I am, timeless, spaceless, causeless. You happen to not know, being engrossed as you are in other things. Questioner. Why am I so engrossed? Maharaj. Because you are interested. Questioner. What makes me interested? Maharaj. Fear of pain, desire for pleasure. The ending of pain is pleasant, and the end of pleasure is painful. They just rotate in endless succession. Investigate the vicious circle until you find yourself beyond it. Questioner. Don't I need your grace to take me beyond? Maharaj. The grace of your inner reality is timelessly with you. Your very asking for grace is a sign of it. Do not worry about my grace. but do what you are told. The doing is the proof of earnestness, not the expecting of grace. Questioner: what am I to be earnest about? Maharaj: assiduously investigate everything that crosses your field of attention. With practice, the field will broaden, and investigation will deepen until they become spontaneous and limitless. Questioner: are you not making realization the result of practice? Practice operates within the limitations of physical existence. How can it give birth to the unlimited? Maharaj: of course there can be no causal connection between practice and wisdom, but the obstacles to wisdom are deeply affected by practice. Questioner: what are the obstacles? Maharaj: wrong ideas and desires leading to wrong actions, causing dissipation and weakness of mind and body. The discovery and abandonment of the false remove what prevents the real from entering the mind. Questioner: I can distinguish two states of mind, I am and the world is. They arise and subside together. People say I am because the world is. You seem to say the world is because I am. Which is true? Maharaj: neither. The two are one and the same state in space and time. Beyond, there is timeless. Questioner: what is the connection between time and timeless and the timeless? Maharaj: the timeless knows time, but time does not know the timeless. All consciousness is in time, and to it the timeless appears unconscious, yet it is what makes consciousness possible. Light shines in darkness. In light, darkness is not visible. Or you can put it the other way. In the endless ocean of light, clouds of consciousness appear, dark and limited, perceivable by contrast. These are mere attempts to express in words something very simple, yet altogether inexpressible. Questioner: words should serve as a bridge to cross over. Maharaj: words refer to a state of mind, not to reality. The river, the two banks, the bridge across, these are all in the mind. Words alone cannot take you beyond the mind. There must be the immense longing for truth or absolute faith in the Guru. Believe me, there is no goal nor a way to reach it. You are the way and the goal. There is nothing else to reach except yourself. All you need is to understand, and understanding is the flowering of the mind. The tree is perennial, but the flowering and the fruit-bearing come in season. The seasons change, but not the tree. You are the tree. You have grown numberless branches and leaves in the past, and you may grow them also in the future, yet you remain. Not what was nor shall be must you know, but what is. Yours is the desire that creates the universe. Know the world as your own creation and be free. Questioner: you say the world is the child of love. When I know the horrors the world is full of, the wars, the concentration camps, the inhumane exploitations, how can I own it as my own creation? However limited I am, I could not have created so cruel a world. Maharaj: find to whom this cruel world appears, and you will know why it appears so cruel. Your questions are perfectly legitimate, but simply cannot be answered unless you know whose is the world. To find out the meaning of a thing, you must ask its maker. I'm telling you, you are the maker of the world in which you live. You alone can change it or unmake it. Questioner: how can you say I have made the world? I hardly know it. Maharaj: there is nothing in the world that you cannot know when you know yourself. Thinking yourself to be the body, you know the world as a collection of material things. When you know yourself as the center of consciousness, the world appears as the ocean of the mind. When you know yourself as you are in reality, you know the world as yourself. Questioner: it all sounds very beautiful, but does not answer my question. Why is there so much suffering in the world? Maharaj: if you stand aloof as an observer only, you will not suffer. You will see the world as a show, a most entertaining show indeed. Questioner: oh no, this Lila theory I shall not have. The suffering is too acute and all-pervading. What a perversion to be entertained by a spectacle of suffering! What a cruel God you are offering me! Maharaj: the cause of suffering is in the identification of the perceiver with the perceived. Out of it, desire is born, and with desire, blind action, unmindful of results. Look round, and you will see suffering is a man-made thing. Questioner: were man to create his own sorrow only, I would agree with you, but in his folly he makes others suffer. A dreamer has his own private nightmare, and no one suffers but himself. But what kind of dream is it that creates havoc in the lives of others? Maharaj: descriptions are many and contradictory. Reality is simple. All is one. Harmony is the eternal law. Nothing compels anyone to suffer. It is only when you try to describe and explain that the words fail you. Questioner: I remember Gandhiji telling me once that the self is not bound by the law of non-violence, ahimsa. The self has the freedom to impose suffering on its expressions in order to set them right. Maharaj: on the level of duality, it may be so, but in reality there is only the source, dark in itself, making everything shine. Unperceived, it causes perception. Unfelt, it causes feeling. Unthinkable, it causes thought. Non-being, it gives birth to being. It is the immovable background of motion. Once you are there, you are home everywhere. Questioner: if I am that, then what causes me to be born? Maharaj: the memory of past unfulfilled desires traps energy which manifests itself as a person. When its charge gets exhausted, the person dies. Unfulfilled desires are carried over into the next birth. Self-identification with the body creates ever fresh desires, and there is no end to them unless this mechanism of bondage is clearly seen. It is clarity that is liberating, for you cannot abandon desire unless its causes and effects are clearly seen. I do not say that the same person is reborn. It dies and dies for good, but their memories remain along with their desires and fears. They supply the energy for a new person. The real takes no part in it. but makes it possible by giving it the light. Questioner: my difficulty is this: as I can see, every experience is its own reality. It is there, experienced. The moment I question it and ask to whom it happens, who is the observer, and so on, the experience is over, and all I can investigate is the memory of it. I cannot investigate the living moment, the now. My awareness is of the past, not of the present. When I am aware, I do not really live in the now, but only in the past. Can there really be an awareness of the present? Maharaj: what you are describing is not awareness at all, but only thinking about the experience. True awareness, samvit, is a state of pure witnessing without the least attempt to do anything about the event witnessed. Your thoughts and feelings, words and actions may also be a part of the event. You watch all, unconcerned, in the full light of clarity and understanding. You understand precisely what is going on because it does not affect you. It may seem to be an attitude of cold aloofness, but it is really not so. Once you are in it, you will find that you love what you see, whatever may be its nature. This choiceless love is the touchstone of awareness. If it is not there, you are merely interested for some personal reasons. Questioner: as long as there is pain and pleasure, one is bound to be interested. Maharaj: and as long as one is conscious, there will be pain and pleasure. You cannot fight pain and pleasure on the level of consciousness. To go beyond them, you must go beyond consciousness, which is possible only when you look at consciousness as something that happens to you and not in you, as something external, alien, superimposed. Then suddenly you are free of consciousness, really alone, with nothing to intrude. And that is your true state. Consciousness is an itching rash that makes you scratch. Of course, you cannot step out of consciousness, for the very idea of stepping out is in consciousness. But if you learn to look at your consciousness as a sort of fever, personal and private, in which you are enclosed like a chick in its shell, out of this very attitude will come the crisis which will break the shell. Questioner: Buddha said that life is suffering. Maharaj: he must have meant that all consciousness is painful, which is obvious. Questioner: and does death offer deliverance? Maharaj: one who believes himself as having been born is very much afraid of death. On the other hand, to him who knows himself truly, death is a happy event. Questioner: the Hindu tradition says that suffering is brought by destiny and destiny is merited. Look at the immense calamities, natural and man-made, floods and earthquakes, wars and revolutions. Can we dare to think that each suffers for his own sins, of which he can have no idea? The 2 billions who suffer, are they all criminals, justly punished? Maharaj: must one suffer only for one's own sins? Are we really separate? In this vast ocean of life, we suffer for the sins of others and make others suffer for our sins. Of course, the law of balance rules supreme and accounts are squared in the end, but while life lasts, we affect each other deeply. Questioner: yes, as the poet says, no man is an island. Maharaj: at the back of every experience is the self, and its interest in the experience. Call it desire, call it love. Words do not matter. Questioner: can I desire suffering? Can I deliberately ask for pain? Am I not like a man who has made himself a downy bed, hoping for a good night of sleep, and then he is visited by a nightmare, and he tosses and screams in his dream? Surely it is not his love that produces nightmares. Maharaj: all suffering is caused by selfish isolation, by insularity and greed. When the cause of suffering is seen and removed, suffering ceases. Questioner: I may remove my causes of sorrow, but others will be left to suffer. Maharaj: to understand suffering, you must go beyond pain and pleasure. Your own desires and fears prevent you from understanding and thereby helping others. In reality, there are no others, and by helping yourself, you help everybody else. If you are serious about the suffering of mankind, you must perfect the only means of help you have, yourself. Questioner: you keep on saying that I am the creator, preserver, and destroyer of this world, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. When I ponder over what you say, I ask myself, how is it that there is so much evil in my world? Maharaj: there is no evil, there is no suffering. The joy of living is paramount. Look how everything clings to life, how dear existence is. Questioner: on the screen of my mind, images follow each other in endless succession. There is nothing permanent about me. Maharaj: have a better look at yourself. The screen is there. It does not change. The light shines steadily. Only the film in between keeps moving and causes picture to appear. You may call the film destiny, paradha. Questioner: what creates destiny? Maharaj: ignorance is the cause of inevitability. Questioner: ignorance of what? Maharaj: ignorance of yourself primarily, also ignorance of the true nature of things and their causes and effects. You look around without understanding and take appearances for reality. You believe you know the world and yourself, but it is only your ignorance that makes you say, I know. Begin with the admission that you do not know and start from there. There is nothing that can help the world more than your putting an end to ignorance. Then you need not do anything in particular to help the world. Your very being is a help, action or no action. Questioner: how can ignorance be known? To know ignorance presupposes knowledge. Maharaj: quite right. The very admission, I am ignorant, is the dawn of knowledge. An ignorant man is ignorant of his ignorance. You can say that ignorance does not exist, for the moment it is seen, it is no more. Therefore, you may call it unconsciousness or blindness. All you see around and within you is what you do not know and do not understand, without even knowing that you do not know and do not understand. To know that you do not know and do not understand is true knowledge, the knowledge of a humble heart. Questioner: yes, Christ said, blessed are the poor in spirit. Maharaj: put it as you like. The fact is that knowledge is of ignorance only. You know that you do not know. Questioner: will ignorance ever end? Maharaj, what is wrong with not knowing? You need not know all. Enough to know what you need to know. The rest can look after itself without your knowing or how it does it. What is important is that your unconscious does not work against the conscious, that there is integration on all levels. To know is not so very important. Questioner, what you say is correct psychologically, but when it comes to knowing others, knowing the world, my knowing that I do not know does not help that much. Maharaj, once you are inwardly integrated, outer knowledge comes to you spontaneously. At every moment of your life, you know what you need to know. In the ocean of the universal mind, all knowledge is contained. It is yours on demand. Most of it you may never need to know, but it is yours all the same. As with knowledge, so it is with power. Whatever you feel needs to be done happens unfailingly. No doubt, God attends to this business of managing the universe, but He is glad to have some help. When the helper is selfless and intelligent, all the power of the universe are for Him to command. Questioner, even the blind powers of nature? Maharaj, there are no blind powers. Consciousness is power. Be aware of what needs to be done and it will be done. Just keep alert and be quiet. Once you reach your destination and know your real nature, your existence becomes a blessing to all. You may not know, nor will the world know, yet the help radiates. There are people in the world who do more good than all the statesmen and philanthropists put together. They radiate light and peace with no intention or knowledge. When others tell them about the miracles they have worked, they also are wonderstruck. Yet, taking nothing as their own, they are neither proud nor they crave reputation. They are simply unable to desire anything for themselves, not even the joy of helping others. Knowing that God is good, they are at peace.